Welcome to Growth Hacking Show. I'm your host, Muhammad Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia. And today we have a special guest, the podcast host of Disruptive Successor, Jonathan Goldhill. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Jonathan Goldhill. Jonathan, welcome.
Siddique, thanks for having me on your show today.
Okay, thank you so much. And let's get started. My first question is, where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to get started with your podcast, Disruptive Success Show?
Gotcha. So I wrote a book. It came public just October of 2020, and it's called Disruptive Successor. And it's a book written for next generation leaders of family businesses, where the next gen, G2, is taking over the business and wants to scale it up, and they need a roadmap or a playbook. And so following the book, I thought, what a good brand extension to add a podcast that featured family business experts, advisors, and family businesses, particularly those who are next gen leaders who are looking to scale up, and either have them share their success secrets or their challenges. And so that's what inspired me to do the podcast.
Oh, wonderful! This is when I was writing this, I see disruptive successor. This is the good. Now the name says it all.
Yeah, exactly. And so when I started the brand, I was, there's many business coaches out there, and I thought, what are some words that I could own that when you search for my type of a business coach, you're going to find him. And that's, if you type in disruptive successor, I own those words in Google on any search. So
Understood. Understood.
yeah,
You
yeah,
created your own category and you want to dominate it. That's the key part.
100% be in a category of one. So
Category of one. Wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
So you are a business coach, as you said, and you are really like a very specialized in a tight niche where you're the next generation who want to take over the businesses.
Yep. And
So based on you have been working with the business owners for long, and I can say that we know each other for a while now.
right.
So what are the top three mistakes to avoid, what not to do in a business, especially when you're taking over to the next generation?
Sure. So one of the first things that you have to do is you have to recognize that the purpose of your predecessor, be that your father, mother, grandfather, whatever, whoever you're taking over from, the purpose of the business probably was their purpose, but it's no longer your purpose. And you have to reinvent and rediscover your purpose. It's a big thing right now is to discover your why.
Yeah.
And so that's what I talk about in the first chapter of my book. It's the first P in the 7 Ps framework in my book is find your purpose. It's different than your mom or dad's, trust me.
Mhm.
The second thing, and this is really just all too common, but what they say with things that are all too common is that they don't exist, right? It's like common sense. And
Yeah.
that's having no plan. So no goals, no sort of mapped out plan. Look, we don't always achieve our plans, but at least if we have a plan, then we have an idea of where we're going. So that is definitely something to avoid, is not having a plan. And the third thing, and this is kind of related to the plan, is not having clarity around the ownership of key processes in the business. So, right, every business has got a sales process, a marketing process, a delivery, a fulfillment, a record keeping process. So, not having really good ownership of the ones that cross different people, different departments, those are where things fall down, and you see a lot of mistakes. And so, a lot of my clients have to spend quite a bit of time developing standard operating processes or procedures. These are basically the best practices for getting things done in their business. And so not having those is definitely something to avoid.
Oh, wonderful.
especially if you want to build a sellable business that's valuable, right? Someone
Yeah, of
else
course.
needs to know what the recipe is to do the cooking.
Why you want to build a business if you don't want to sell it at some point in time in your life, whenever you like to sell it?
Right. And most family businesses don't sell. They either transfer to the next family, generation, which is probably arguably the most valuable because a business can have a good return on capital, and selling it, there's a huge tax bite. So you're probably not going to get as good a return.
Mhm.
Either they pass on to the next generation, or sadly enough, too many of them just close. They don't have a succession plan. They just, they expire.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's true. That's why we have people like you. So sharing it, helping people to actually pass on successfully to the next generation.
100%. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So
So,
Jonathan, so based on your years of experience, what are your top three success secrets as a business owner?
so, I always tell my clients that when I come in to work with your company, for the first year, what I'll be mostly working on is your people. And, Jim Collins said it, you have to have the right people in the right seats on the bus. But how do you do that? And so my success secrets is I have a few tools that I use to make sure they have the right people and that they're in the right seats. And then I also have to make sure that they're doing the right things right. So that's really important because that covers both effectiveness, doing the right things, and doing them right is efficiency. And so having your people be effective and efficient can build a really healthy team. And that's an absolute must.
Let
But
me say if I can repeat it,
yeah,
having the right people on the right seats, doing the right things at the right
right.
time, basically. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. And there's a lot to that, is to make sure that and in family businesses, too many people fall into a position because of their birthright. I was just talking to a guy yesterday who he said, "Well, I need that COO position. They gave me that title, and like if they take that away from me, I might not be able to justify my salary." And I'm like, but you're not doing any of the COO work, and you're not even an officer of this company. So why are you even having the title with a chief operations officer, which is like a legal title? So let's get real here. Birthright doesn't extend to that person. So another thing that companies don't get, key to success, Siddique, is that you have to execute. And that goes back to doing the right things. So are you measuring the right things, and are you getting things done? It used to be that people have meetings, or it's very common. People have meetings, they discuss things that need to get fixed, they all go away, nobody fixes anything, they come back next week and they talk about that problem again. And this becomes then a pattern where they talk about that problem, ad infinitum. What, you know, they've got to have execution disciplines to get these things done. And so they have to be really clear on their priorities. They have to be really clear on what it is that they're measuring on a regular basis. And they have to hold people accountable to getting those things done. And so execution is a key to success. And if you're not executing, then I will show you that you're leaving a lot of money on the table, lots of loss in profitability.
Yeah, you're leaving a lot of money on someone else's table, not on your table, so you're not
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
that.
It's actually probably just falling on the floor, and so, the third key to success is measuring your performance. Too many business owners measure their performance by only looking at the net profit at the end of the year in their business. But there are three financial statements, and there's even a fourth one that deals with just the ownership, which is, what we as shareholders are concerned about, right? Like when I own stock in Apple or Facebook or Netflix, I'm like, what are the returns that they're giving to me on my invested capital?
Yeah.
And so you need to look more beyond just the profit and loss and the net income. Are you growing your balance sheet? Are you growing your equity account? Is your asset base growing? What's your return on your assets? What's your return on equity or net worth? And what's your return on invested capital? These are things that I talk about in the chapter on performance in my book, because too many small business owners don't look at it like that. They don't think of their business like they're investing money in Apple or Facebook or Netflix and say, what kind of return am I getting on my invested capital here? And you should know that. So that's a super important thing.
No, that's amazing. Thank you so much. That's a gold mine knowledge. We could squeeze it in a few minutes right from you. So thank you so much, Jonathan.
My pleasure.
Let's talk about your this podcast, Disruptive Successor.
Yep.
So tell me, who is your ideal guest who should be on your show?
Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of shows with experts and advisors, some from around the world, who are talking about and to family businesses. They consult multi-generational family businesses. So I love having their authors, their experts and advisors in family business like myself. And my ideal guest now is a next generation leader of a family business who wants to talk about openly the challenges of growing a family business, the challenges of family and the issues that come up there, the challenges of growing the business and what comes up there, as well as, some of the messy parts like governance and, family meetings and conflict. And so I'm looking for guests who want to, engage in a conversation and be vulnerable on air with me.
Yeah. Good luck on that one, because there's the emotions part involved in that too. So
Yeah, I know it'll take some guts and some courage, but I know that it'll open, they'll open up, and which will get feedback from other people. I think that there are people out there that are willing to share their story, so I'm looking for those people.
Definitely. If someone want to outreach to you, I showed your website on this, the goldhillgroup.com.
Yes, perfect. I also have a website for my book, disruptivesuccessor.com. And then there's the disruptivesuccessorshow.com. So
absolutely. That's amazing. So you're welcome to check this out and outreach to Jonathan Goldhill for your business and share your story. And I will be watching on that too as well. So Jonathan, as we are about to wrap up, I like to ask one question to my guests always who come up on my show. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
What would you say to your best friend about a growth hacking show where you are right now when I'm not there?
I would say, Siddique is someone who has been counseling many people for many years and knows his stuff. And you should reach out to him if you have questions and want to learn. And he has a link where you can have a conversation with him. He is the most personable, most honest, most ethical person that you could meet. And I know just from reading some of the comments other people have said and from my own firsthand experience of working with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Jonathan, as we are about to wrap up, what would you say as a final word?
So if you have a business and you are looking for a plan, or you're looking for someone to help you to scale up, my book is basically your virtual coaching book. Pick up a copy of it. It's available on Amazon. You can get a free chapter on my website. You can look at it, some of it on Amazon. If you're looking for a roadmap, a scaling up roadmap, and one that helps deal with family business issues, I'd love to talk with you more.
Wonderful. I would say if you're watching this live or recorded, does not matter when you're watching, just follow what Jonathan just said. Pick up the book.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
You. And visit the website and look around, see what's suitable to you, and inquire or be curious on that one. So because he can help your business to grow to the next level. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for showing up on Growth Hacking Show. And on the behalf of Growth Hacking Show and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Muhammad Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia, and all best wishes.